More than 1 billion people around the world use Google every single day. There is somewhere around 8 billion Google searches every single day, basically one for every single person living on Earth. When comparing search engines, Google boasts an 84% share in the market, and Google is a household name, and it has even become so big that the term Google has basically subconsciously replaced the word search in majority of our vocabulary. I mean, when was the last time you Googled and ended up searching something on Yahoo search? 84% of a market share is a lot, but what about the other 16%? What are these weirdos out there using that isn't Google? Well, aside from the superiors using DuckDuckGo, the search engine Bing has the second most market cap dominance with 8.94%. Now, Bing, as some of you may know, is Microsoft's attempt to play with the big boy in the playground, which is Google. And right now, Google is kicking Microsoft off the top of the slide, pointing and laughing at it, as it has been for many years. Microsoft has never really had a period where they owned even 10% of the market share in terms of search engines, but obviously Microsoft dominates in a lot of different business areas. Truth be told, when it comes to search engines, Bing is definitely Google's, and most people couldn't see that changing anytime soon. I mean, I think I've used Bing once, and that was basically just when I set up my computer, so yeah, ever since then, I've been using Google. However, hating on Bing might come to an end very, very soon, because right now there is big money and innovation pouring into a certain industry and a new layer of search engines right now known as artificial intelligence. Unless you guys have been living under a rock, I'm sure you guys have heard about ChatGPT, the chatbot that plans to overthrow the world and replace any real-life relationship you ever have. Or maybe that's just for me. But basically what ChatGPT and Microsoft are planning to do is fuse their business models together and implement ChatGPT into Bing's search engine so that it can eventually overthrow Google and become the leader in search engine optimization. One of the most viral inventions over the last decade. It has had more users signing up for its program in the first 2 months than any other social networking program has ever seen, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So this is only the beginning for ChatGPT. This number sits at around 100 million users within the first 2 months, which is unbelievable. The parent company behind ChatGPT is known as OpenAI, and I bet the majority of us Moonboys 3 years ago would never have heard of OpenAI or ChatGPT. However, Microsoft knew, and they have been watching this company very, very closely. They've also been investing big money into OpenAI, and fast forward to today, Microsoft has recently announced a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar investment in the company. And with Microsoft purchasing the commercial rights for the company behind ChatGPT, you don't have to be Bill Gates to know what they're trying to do here. With all of this finally unfolding, Microsoft's little search engine known as Bing could be getting a massive overhaul and eventually start taking away market cap from Google. If they could successfully implement a chatbot into their search engine, there is no doubt that it would be a massive overhaul and would slowly start taking market cap away from Google. The key word here is success though, and over the last few weeks, Bing has already started implementing ChatGPT into their search engine. However, it's not available for everyone. You actually have to enter a waitlist for access to this model, and it seems to be that there are already over 2 million people waiting to access this brand new generation of search engines. Obviously, with so much hype around this new wave of technology, it is still in its growth phase, and there are of course going to be issues with this. Microsoft has been aiming to take a human-like answer to most questions that you put into the Bing chat. So instead of listing off a bunch of websites to explore, the bot forms its own idea of what the answer is and displays it to the user. ChatGPT, however, is limited to giving data up until around 2021. But for Microsoft to successfully implement ChatGPT into their search engine, they definitely need to update the database that this bot is pulling its research from, so it's not using outdated articles, posts, and news from a few years ago. So obviously, with Microsoft making huge leaps and bounds in the industry, what is Google's response to this? Google isn't going to sit by and let Microsoft take away a bunch of market share from this, especially if they do end up implementing ChatGPT successfully. So what Google is doing in response is releasing their own chatbot and their own version of ChatGPT, and this is called Bard. Seriously, Google? Bard. That is probably the worst name of any business that I can ever think of. I wouldn't even call a pet fish Bard, just because I think it would get offended. But pushing the name aside, Google is currently building their own AI chatbot, and after seeing the phenomenal success of ChatGPT, it is definitely understood why. Google needs to do this if they do want to stay the main search engine and keep their ridiculous market share of 84%. However, Google also had some issues when they were unveiling their Bard model for the first time. In the promotional video for Bard, it actually gave out incorrect information, so probably not off to the best start. The promotional video showed someone asking Bard who took the first photo of a planet from another solar system, and look, it didn't go well. It is obviously going to take time for this technology to actually be perfected and work in a way where it is definitely going to have a positive impact on society and of course have a positive influence on our search engines. But there is definitely going to be a battle between Google and Microsoft over the next decade to see who can implement their chatbots correctly. This topic is being updated daily, so it is hard to make a video as accurate to the time as this video is being posted. There are a wave of articles being published almost every single day, not only on ChatGPT and Microsoft, but also Bard and Google, and people having negative interactions with their chat models. Microsoft have actually come out and limited the amount of questions you can ask it in a day to 50 and limited it to 5 questions per session because they have realized you can overwhelm the chatbot when it doesn't reset as it tries to continue conversations but ultimately derails and basically ends up in the bin. From the likes of the chatbot wanting to build a friendship to openly trashing Google, even to it being overly aggressive towards users who claim it may be wrong, these technologies have a lot to improve on before they get unleashed to the world. There is no better person in the world that is highlighted than Elon Musk. He has been very vocal when it comes to AI, and it seems like he has been talking about the AI revolution way before anyone else. He's obviously building his own Tesla robot as well, so he knows more about AI than I'm sure a lot of us do, and he knows the threats that this could pose to society if this isn't regulated properly. He has spoken out on the concerns that these models could become biased depending on who owns it, and could even start influencing users to like the parent companies of these programs more. So if you were asking questions about the negative impacts of Microsoft to ChatGPT, ChatGPT is going to give a positive outlook on its parent company Microsoft because that is obviously going to benefit it. There could be a day in the future though where the only search engine you need is a chat model like ChatGPT, and without having to do endless hours of research, all the answers are going to be provided to you by a model like ChatGPT or even Bard. There is a long way to go for this, but nonetheless, this exciting revolution unleashes an awesome era in which the potential for a chatbot to write an essay for your upcoming exam in minutes can be achieved. But obviously, take advice from one moonboy to another. Do not do this. You will definitely be caught out, and there have even been people reportedly kicked out from universities and colleges around the world for using this model in exams. But who knows who is going to win the war between ChatGPT and Bard? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you all next time.